Hello guys. Um I don't know, I just felt like the Holy Spirit called me to do this video, so just get on it. So the reason I've been doing drugs, the reason I started them, the main reason I dove really uh, dove deep into them was because I thought that they could help you, that they could raise you. Like for example with psychedelics, like they can open your mind and body and all that stuff, which is which maybe they can, but it's the wrong way because you only care for example, mind, intellect, mind, feelings, and you're not aware of the spiritual world, and you open door to demons, and you might think you gain something, but in reality you will lose all of this stuff because demons are entering now, controlling you even more because you open more doors. And also, I mean, the real reason I've been using that was a reason too, but it was with the other substances, so also MDMA, that was going back to singularities, trying to help you to see you, to make you see things different. They did change stuff, of course, they changed stuff, but it was for the worse. That I mean, it looked good at the beginning because that's what drugs do to you. They make you feel good in whatever aspect you had the feel or you think that you gain and stuff, but in reality you're lost because you don't know, you never knew the truth unless you have the Holy Spirit in you. And I was also doing them because I was feeling empty. I was weed, the weed I was smoking too much weed. I wasted so much money on weed and so much money, time, and I was going everywhere to smoke. I was staying all alone to smoke, just staying up at nights, and I was just driving all around the town to smoke, just to smoke. And yeah, because so you don't get caught and you should go hard and stuff and all these things. And I also thought it was cool, and I also thought that, oh, now I'm doing drugs, I'm cool, because I was seeing people on, like, artists and stuff that died, and I thought that people die from drugs and they were cool, they lived their lives and they exhausted their lifetimes. Now they're like, they live and like you live and you die and that's it. I didn't know the truth that there is a life after death, after physical death, because we never die. And truth is that because energy never dies, and so God given us a small amount of energy to create us, something has, own consciousness. You go back to God when you unite to be one, but in order to go back to God, to unite, you have to be born again in the spirit. If you're not born again in the spirit, you cannot go to that realm, because the same thing, Satan is a spirit, but he was cast down from heaven to the earth. He cannot go back, and hell is gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be like on earth, and for demons, it will be like a, I don't know if it's gonna be on earth or not, but it's gonna be like you cannot get from a place to another for sure. But and yeah, so people nowadays are just, some are just completely lost, and thank God, like, I was lost because I was just so obsessed and I gave up everything for drugs basically. I wasn't studying. I went studying, but I quit it, like, university, because I didn't like what I was doing. And anyway, I went back to that country for, because I like tricked my parents into um, me paying for the house, for the hut there. I was staying 5 people to go there. I knew that I was gonna stop, and I did it because I wanted. It was the middle of the year of the second year, and third year I stopped. By the middle of second year, I was like, I'm gonna pay because I want to come back because I have drugs here. I have everything I want. I can smoke weed or more. And I had some money because I had some money from my parents or my grandma, or for example, saving up. I would be saving up and I spend everything. So you know, just this was Satan was wants to destroy you, and it had to happen because from that I learned a lot. And I thought I was happy that I had everything, and as long as I was doing that, as long as I was enjoying life, that was good. And of course, I was doing music and stuff. I wasn't only smoking, but I was mostly smoking because it takes a lot of energy out of you, a lot of time out of you, and sometimes you think, "Oh, I'm good, I can concentrate better on that thing," but it's honestly false. It's a lie. Because how can something external make you perfect? In order for you to have, if you have something like, I had concentration issues, like from watching like TV, too much TV as a child, and something happening to me, like an accident or something, 2 or 3 accidents, and but it was for a reason. God had a plan, and now God is showing me the real way that He can heal me, like the proper way, and the proper way for you to level up. You can try and do whatever. I was trying everything to level up, to gain power. I wanted to help people, but I just wanted power, just like greed. I was really greedy for power, and maybe to the point I still am now. I just want to be powerful, and maybe I'm just doing things a little bit just to gain power. So I'm so far for this. And anyway, I wanted to gain power, and I was doing everything. I was doing researches. I was studying. I wrote like whole text on drugs, what each and every one of you does, microdosing. I was trying different stuff over and there, and I was trying. I was at the point I was mixing everything together. A guy said, I went to a psychologist one time. He said, "You are doing cocktail." And I was like, "Yeah." At the time, I thought I was, and I was like making excuses. I was justifying myself. I don't know what I was doing. I was doing this for this and that. I was doing it for a point. Then I was just doing whatever just to get high, because as soon as you get high at the beginning, it's okay, and if you keep doing it, you get so addicted. And it's not so just addicted physically. I never tried like strong physical addiction drugs like heroin, and I said I would never do that things, and God helped me to keep my promise, like coke and stuff, because I knew they were straight up drugs. I thought they were other drugs were different, and now I believe that like all, even this, for example, Xanax, the alprazolam, which is like to silence the thoughts of your mind, is like painkillers for your mind basically. So I believe that painkillers too are just not good, and generally pills. I don't know. I don't like them. And I believe that God can heal you for everything. And if you need to go to surgery for something, first pray, and God can heal it, because God can do everything. He's like He's God. He's the best doctor ever, and He will do it if you believe. Because why not? Sometimes, maybe sometimes He has different plans. But you should just keep faith and keep loving Him, because He knows best and He really loves us. He's not just He's not He's not forsaking us or anything. And as soon as I saw the truth, as soon as I got born again, I saw the stupid things I was doing with the drugs, how they were eating, how I was addicted, how I was lying to myself, how demons entered me through drugs, because I had certain experience with when I was high on mushrooms, and bro, I opened huge door open, I don't know, and I saw demons are rushing in, and they stayed there for a long time. At that time, I was really like, and the fear that maybe I was gay rushed in. It was bothering me for a long time, but then I don't know, it just withstood, because they try lies. They try to Satan is giving you lies, feeding you lies, and he's trying to make you believe in those lies. But God gave me strength to withstand it. And when I was born again, like all that things were in me. I was looking up and I was looking. I could see Satan like this scary face. I don't know. And when I was born again, in that moment, I felt like God came. So that light pushed everything away, like full dominion, and I had peace. That that feeling that I felt, I never felt it with any drug. And I did like ecstasy, for example. I did big amounts of like amounts that would make you feel cool, and also LSD and shrooms and all that stuff. They felt, it doesn't matter of the dose. They felt artificial, but God's love, His Holy Spirit, His blessing felt so real, felt so in place that it had to be there. It felt so awesome, and I knew that this is what I was looking for, because I was looking for power. I was looking to help people. I would look for ways to help people, and true power came with God. And now I have true power because I'm in God. God's inside me. I have the Spirit of God, my spirit, and He are one. We're one spirit, and this is true power. And I was trying, for example, I was trying to. I had really bad anxiety, and I was trying to overcome it, and nothing was. I did a little bit. I did something, but for a long time I was struggling. I was taking drugs to overcome this, and now I can walk up to people, talk to them, look them in the eyes, and like be okay. Just God heals me, and God heals the way that He's supposed to heal, that we're supposed to be healed. It's not like stupid stuff, and nothing else can fix us. Nothing else. We can try all of the drugs in the world, go to all of the therapies. I'm not saying that maybe therapies won't help or anything, but what psychologists don't know, if they are not born again, if they are not in the spirit, they don't know the truth. They might have the same people might have demons inside them. How can how can a blind person help somebody else, help another blind person? But the ones who are born again, the children of God, us, and it says in the Bible, we're the light of this world because God shines through us for to help other people, and this is what I really want to do, and this is how God blessed me, and I'm really grateful for this. And I thought that, and using drugs made me so prideful, so prideful. I was just looking people over, like I was the one that I was awakened, and all of you are sleeping, all of you are just useless, and I am on the top, and I will do anything. I will rule the world. I will do whatever I want. That was really, I was, I thought I could see, but I was blind. I thought that I woke up, but I was really blind. And we're blind until God makes us see, and we can decide to go to God. He's there. He wants us to make. He wants us to see. He wants to make us see, and He will as soon as we go to Him. And the reason, and basically, yeah, that's the reason now I'm with God, because I know that He's good and He loves me, and He's given me so much. Even when I was just doing all the bad stuff, all those things, he never he never abandoned me. And I was thinking, I knew of Jesus Christ, but I was thinking that He was, now I'm enlightened, and like Buddha is enlightened, and other some people are enlightened, and I was like, oh, Jesus is just another Latin person, so now I'm like Jesus Christ. And I had like I was reading a book like Born Think and Grow Rich, and it was like open let into your mind and spirit like different people that you want to follow, and that's completely demonic. Because why would you want to follow people who are not perfect? You just want to follow God, and if it's not God, it's demonic. If it's not God, it's demonic, straight up. There's nothing else. You should only follow God. No other person, no matter how successful he is, no matter how he's doing what you want to do. No, it's all demonic. These open doors, and he erased all of this from my spirit. He removed everything. And I still have some stuff that I'm healing from, but God, I know that God will do it. He's changing so much. Just he I was trying to do it on my own. I was driving myself crazy. I was just tense all the time. And now I just look and I see stuff that I used to battle with just be gone, and they're not. God is healing me. He can't do the same thing with you. So and I pray for you that you find God and He will change you, and ask for Him and He will. And so, yeah, and I was used to look at people like, oh, his mind is not active because, okay, some people don't have them because before too I didn't have my mind activated or my emotion. I couldn't feel, I couldn't think, and I started thinking and like feeling, but it was like the wrong way. Like I surrendered all of this that the drugs did to me to God, all the changes, and I let God do it the same way, His way. And He didn't close me up. He just fixed it my own way. Sometimes something happened, scared me so much, but I surrendered to God. I say, if you want me like that, you do like that. But if you want something else, you do it your way. And He helped me. He did, and He didn't close me up. He just let me be there, but He did the right way. Because I was with drugs, I was always high, just dozing, falling down. Then I got high, maybe high, and then that's high, high, fall, high, fall. That's at the point where I was not getting any more high, and I was falling. Try to be fall, try fall. I was started there, and then I was here. It started getting deeper and deeper, and I got to a point where I was like, I wasn't. I was going to my grandma, and I was going because my my grandma before, like my other grandma died at a young age, and I wasn't really. I was only going out. I wasn't really visiting him. It was like he was living in the same house as me. Like we were living above. She was below, and she was also sick, and I wasn't really visiting her. She was always coming out to look at me, and I was just saying hi, and I was just rushing away, going out with friends, and I had so much regret that she died. And then my grandpa died, and I was doing the same thing. He was lying in bed because he had something, but and I was just going there to sit with him. I was playing games on my phone, and then I said I will go to visit my grandma and my grandpa, so I won't do the same mistake again. And I was going, but also from the track I started going, and I was like waiting for my grandma and my grandpa to give me money because I wasn't working, and I started running out of money. But I didn't want to know. I didn't want to ask my parents for money, and maybe I was just asking them for like gas and stuff, but I wasn't. I wasn't like asking for to get drugs or anything after my money ran out, because like I said, drugs will eat your whole whatever money you have. You spend them because it's an addiction, it's a demon. You never have enough. It's like lust. If you want, you sleep with somebody, you want to sleep again with somebody, go on and move on, and never all the time. It's never like eating, just eating. It never stops. I was to the point where I was just smoking all the time, where I was just smoking. I was falling asleep while I couldn't smoke anymore. And it's not just that people take advantage of you. They're not your friends. They don't care for you. They just want your money. and they just give you shitty stuff, and you have to. When I was didn't really have like friends who really like were selling stuff, selling drugs or anything. So I was buying from people that wasn't really didn't really know, you know. And I wasn't really good at making friends, so I wasn't. I was like an outsider, just going to buy and going all the time and buying all day from the. Some people take advantage of you and they probably give you stuff that you get addicted to. The lace the stuff with, yeah, the latest drugs with your stuff. Lace, you understand what I'm saying? The lace, the drugs, and yeah. So you just quit anything that you think gives you power, anything external. Same thing goes like witchcraft with crystals. I don't know. I had a body crystal, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was like storing power in the crystal. I didn't know what I was doing. I knew that was something there, but I just didn't know it was so demonic. I was really so. I was praying to the crystal. Something. It, I didn't even know what I was doing. Was when I started taking drugs and I started seeing stuff, and I thought it was the truth, but it was like a big, big lie, a huge lie, deception of Satan. So as I said again, thank God for saving me, for taking me out. And God has a part to remove everything like that. I was so I too at the point I removed all of the drugs. I had some drugs in my like always for storage. I was afraid not to have anything, and but I wasn't really taking them at the moment because, and I wasn't really doing a very high substances because, as I said, I wasn't looking for a feeling. I was looking for like a power. So I was just at the point I was just microdosing at the while sometimes, and but I was always smoking weed. If you know some people that knew me, I was always high. I was always had weed on me. I was always smoking, and I was, yeah, I had addiction with the problem with the weed, and I couldn't give it up, and I just didn't, because I said I was gonna do music, I was gonna get money, and then I was gonna buy all the weed that I ever wanted, the best weed, the infinite amount of weed. That's the thing that a lot of people dream about. They just want to have infinite amount of weed. That's really stupid. It's something that Satan wants you to do. It's a lie. There's so much more important. There are important things that you have to do that you can do, and this is just stupid. And the real reason that you might say substances like weed can ease the pain. Have you ever tried praying to God, praying to Jesus? He can heal everything, all amount of seizures or everything, amount of pain, everything. So it's an excuse. Some people might not even know God, but He does in praying. He will do it. And so smoking, I would just could, and I was driving myself crazy because the weed I was smoking wasn't really good, anyways. And that was, I, my mind was in a terrible place, and I was making even worse with the weed. I was just smoking weed, and I was just getting anxiety. I was getting really nervous, like I was shaking. I was getting like insane, but I just couldn't stop. And I was saying, it was just give it up, stop it, stop. It's not good for you. It was God, and I was like, give it up, give it up. I just couldn't give it up, give it up, give it up. And one day, a guy came. I saw seeing somebody like talk about Jesus. Because I don't know, uh, I was like, I'm God, but even God, I'm not God. And I was like, I am God, but I was so arrogant. I was thinking that I am God. That every one of us is God. I didn't know God. Like God is us. Yeah, is like we are God. I didn't know that God is a person, different person. And anyway, God showed me the path, and I was drawn to more to Him, that I am not God and there's something more of God, like something, uh, something else. Maybe from being not conditioned, but from hearing that God all the time from like as a kid. And thank for that. I drawn to that, and I started hearing about Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ was there, and I didn't really know much. I don't know only what everybody knows, the historic Jesus Christ. Mm. Then I was looking at some people that were praying spirituality. I was looking into spirituality for different things. I saw like a spirituality in Jesus Christ, and there's a guy like a preacher on YouTube, and I was watching him. And on one video, he was praying like everybody just get healed in from drug addiction, and everybody in the name of Jesus Christ. I was praying so I heal me, and at that moment, I felt it, just the addiction go away. I had the weed in my, I was smoking. I laid it down because I was always smoking. I laid it on the table. I prayed. I just let it. I prayed, and then I saw it there. I just didn't grab it, and I just threw it away. I threw like the weed a lot of times. No, a lot of times I just couldn't throw. Sometimes I was throwing it. It was in a bag. I was throwing it in the garbage, and then maybe like I was taking again. The time I threw everything away. Bam, and I didn't want to go back. I felt free. And after that, I realized that something is there. He's praying Jesus' name, Jesus Christ's name. And after that, I knew that something is there, and I gave my life to Christ. And I said, Jesus, I only want to follow you, nobody else. I knew that He was so, and all the things of the spirits that I let in my mind. Because if you let people in your mind that are not God, you let behind every person as a spirit, and you let inside you unclean spirits, demons. He removed everything and all of that. He closed all the doors. He got the light. Some the doors were not. I was protected, and then I started giving up all of the things of this world. I gave up porn before, after porn before, but I was still masturbating, and I struggled with that for some time, but I gave it up. And like eating junk food and stuff, I gave it up as well. Like movies, for example, watching a movie, because most of the movies are not God, they're not for God, they don't know God, the people who created them. So I like stopped watching this stuff because I like watching horror movies, but I stopped because it opens door to demonic spirits again. There's so much stuff in this world that once you're born again, once you're a Christian, you don't want to see it. I mean, you will see that they don't do you good, and you will no longer want to do these things because they don't do you any good. Then, because after you're born again, you don't want to. You see the truth. You don't want to do this stuff for. It's not after you're only born again, but I didn't care. I just wanted to do stuff for me. That's no. For example, I didn't watch news because I understood that they were all fake and stuff. But after you realize in the spiritual world what is good for you, there's only God, you stop watching all of that stuff too, and you see with clear. So all the movies and stuff that portray like witchcraft, and you just stop watching and you clear your life. I had some friends and that weren't really my friends. I gave them up because they were like unclean spirits that were just biting. I forgive them. I forgive them for sure. Because why would you be mad at a person who doesn't know what they're doing? Yeah. So I forgave myself too for the things that I've done because I didn't know what I was doing. For example, I was at the point where I was high. I was lasting over so many women. I was just looking everywhere. Or each woman I was seeing in the street, I was just lustful. That is gone now. I look women in the eye, and I just look at them for as a human being, and not some just for sex, for it, like a toy to use them. I used to like that before. I was perverted in my thoughts. And if you start watching porn, for example, This is how people nowadays are a lot of homosexual people, because porn leads to that. If you just dive so deep into porn, at the point you will get bored with that, and you start getting deep in transgenders and homosexuality and all of that stuff gets so deep. I started looking at that stuff and that got me, but I wouldn't go in too deep into that. Thank God. I removed that, got disgusted with those things, and I just got them out. And it's because it's in all of in all porn, generally porn is disgusting. I didn't know that. I was listening to people hearing porn is disgusting. I was like, what do you think? No, it's awesome. Porn is awesome. And it's not. It's disgusting. You just see people who don't even. There's no love. I didn't know what love was, and when there is no love, it's just an act. It's just fake. It's just. They all do it for the money, for the. I don't know what to say. It's like there's no soul. They are not alive. They are dead people. And I realized that love is something awesome, something beautiful. And I had a girlfriend before, and I didn't know what love was, and I was just really treating her with what I was watching. For example, when we were having sex, love, we were like, I was trying to do stuff that I was watching on porn, because I was so brainwashed. Because if nowadays, young kids, we start watching from like I was 12 when I started watching porn. I started watching because I was having, like, I'm not watching porn. Like, you're not watching porn. It's the best thing ever. And when you do it, like, we jerk off. So, yeah. And yeah, so I've done a lot of shitty stuff. I'm still doing like some shitty stuff. I mean, I do mistakes. I'm not perfect. I tried to be perfect. Before I wasn't trying, but now I'm trying to be perfect like Jesus Christ. I make mistakes, but in all of the things that I did, I repented, and God showed me mercy and His grace, and He made me a new person. And now I'm a new person. That's my old life, my previous life, and now as a born again Christian, I just want to do God's work. And of course, they're struggling, they're suffering, but I got this like a rock, this base. That's Jesus Christ. That I'm I'm not moving. I know when things are rough, I just look at Him, I pray, I focus on Him, and everything just I feel it's His peace, and it's so awesome. And that's the thing. So that's for today, and I don't know, like whatever you're going through, depression. I was really depressed. All of my songs were for killing myself, and I was like, ha ha ha, I was killing myself. I'm gonna take some drugs, many drugs. I'm gonna drive myself mad. It's like stuff like that. And like now the blood is running and not. Now music is fun. Music is about good stuff, like stuff that people gonna listen. They're gonna feel good. Some will help them, no just destroy them. Just talking about doing drugs and with women and all that stuff. And I wasn't really lying in my music. Maybe just sometimes exaggerating for effect. Silly stuff. Okay, sometimes maybe I was just exaggerating a lot, but not lying. And maybe one or two. Anyway, but generally I was saying the truth. And because I wasn't really talking about going with women all the time because I really wasn't. I had a relationship and I was just talking about love and how heartbroken love and stuff. I was talking about drugs. I wasn't lying about all the doing all the drugs I wasn't doing or anything. I was just maybe I wasn't really lying, honestly. Anyway, and now life's a lot better, and I just I'm doing the will that God plan of God has for me. I try at least, and I know that things are gonna get better and better and better. And honestly, as when you meet God, at the point when you realize that once your physical body dies, you still be with fire, you're saved. I mean, you'll be ready to die, and I am. And now has no fear, and that fear of death is gone because you know that you're saved. And honestly, I feel like comfortable talking to the camera now. Before I couldn't even imagine myself being on camera, like people watching me, like, oh, what is he talking about and stuff. Like I don't care now. I know I'm saying the truth. I hope I help some people, and because that's the whole point, right? So thanks for watching, and I hope I helped you. And I really hope that you find God. I really, 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 I pray that you find God because I don't want you to go to hell because of your sin of some lies of deception. I want you to be with us in heaven. So God loves you. I love you too. And see ya.